Grand Rising, everyone.
We have knowledge.
I hope everyone's doing good. I am doing pretty good. I slept like a baby, and I've got nothing but gratitude that I'm rising once again. So, in today's episode, these questions don't come from spirit, they come from me. Basically, it's all good about talking truth, talking spiritual. There's nothing more beautiful for me. But I also want you to connect with you on a level where, like how I think, Because the thing that people don't really get is when you're spiritual, the normal 3D way of thinking is thrown out the window. So, question number one: how does spirituality help me by being more balanced? That's out. No matter what happens on the outside, going the spiritual path. Like, let's take, for example, back in the day when I used to have a job and I used to, care what people think. You know what I mean? It would take so much real estate in my brain and in my heart that I would never have enough time for myself. Let alone people that I should be attracting for my, for my best, And basically with spirituality, when you do start your day, you have sort of a ritual, so that way you start right. And for me, this is everything. If I don't do my breath work and I don't stay within my presence, it's like in construction where you have, in French we call it a niveau. I can't remember what it's called in English, but it's got that bubble in the middle. In spirituality, when you start off right, that bubble that's in the middle, making sure that the measurements are right, that's how your soul feels, basically. And when I don't do these spiritual rituals, or like I say, like a spiritual when I rise, my goal for my whole day is to take care of number one. Sometimes it might take 30 minutes, sometimes it might take like an hour and a half. No matter the time, it's totally worth it because you're balanced. And you're not gonna like react. How can I say this? You're not gonna react like an immature person, like I've been before. And you're not going to let things on the outside affect you as much as it has back in the past. You'll just be like, oh, well, cool, and move along. So that's how it helps me, basically. Spirituality taught me to take care of myself. Man, I can't believe that took 4 minutes to explain. Wow, okay. So, yeah, my ritual in the morning sets me up for success during the whole day. Now, if I didn't take care of myself, I would not see the beauty that is you and me, you know? Question number 2. How was jail? It was an experience, but you learn real quick that whatever you're thinking, I mean, if you've got like a persona of the world needs to bow down to me and I know what's right and all this shit, you're in for a rude awakening, buddy, because there's a guy at the end, in a cell that's called the El Presidente. Now, granted, there's 3 meals a day, and where I went, they were really good. But this is where I learned where I had it made, because I stayed to myself, one, and I attracted the right people, two, because I stayed to myself. Now, people that attract attention, bitch. Very important to keep to yourself. Because a lot of these people are in there for quite a long time. And I'm just grateful that I was only there for like a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. But if you stay true to yourself, you have nothing to worry about. Hi. There's birds everywhere. Number 3. Oh, God. I don't know if I should be saying this. Alright. It says, what was the most fucked up thing I've ever done to a friend? Alright. Now, granted, you're totally allowed to judge me. But I've already judged myself for this, and I've forgiven myself. But this is how stupid I used to be. Basically, I was in a car with a girl that I was very, very attracted to. I'm not going to mention any names, but I think I was about 15 years old. She had just gotten her driver's license. And she picked up somebody, and this is where my world just went, oh, shit. Well, damn. She's interested in him. She's not interested in me. So she starts to take out her chapstick, and I'm like, hey, could I use that for a minute? I rubbed it on my body part and gave it back to her. A specific body part. Granted, I was 15 years old. That is the stupidest shit I've ever done in my life. God, I was dumb when I was a kid, man. I was really dumb. But you know the saying, you gotta be young and dumb to be old and wise, right? So, we're all human here, right? We're allowed to make mistakes as long as we learn from them. But it's easier to forgive yourself when you know you were in the dark and you weren't really in control of your best foot forward, so to speak. Describe, number 4, describe what a twin flame is and a soulmate is to you. Alright, now for me, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. For me, personally, if you believe in a twin flame or something like that, cool. Whatever rocks your boat. I mean, it's your co-creativeness, right? So whatever you think, you can actually manifest. For me, a twin flame is when my feminine side and my male side united. in my heart. Because we all have a feminine side and a masculine side. Some people that don't work on themselves, you can see very clearly what side they're on. Now, for me, a twin flame is when you're completely balanced spiritually, physically, emotionally, and you allow your heart to open. I mean, if you don't have these on a checklist, like emotional, physical, spiritual, the heart, it's going to be hard to open. I don't know any other way of opening your heart besides balancing what you are. For me, personally. A soulmate, for me, is someone that a soulmate for me is a spiritual connection. No matter the distance, no matter what time has passed, no matter what, soulmates are there to ease your life. They're not there to constantly gaslight you. They're not there to constantly trigger what you're going through. They're not constantly there to shoot you down. They're there to help out. And that's my idea of it. And number 5, how do you protect yourself spiritually? For me, it's very simple. Oh, I hope I get through this because I barely have any battery left, which is weird. I just took it off the charge. Oh, right, it wasn't plugged in. That's right. Okay, so how do I protect myself? First off, I tune in to my heartbeat. I breathe and I hold and I thank my Most High. And then I call in the archangels. They're responsible for the vertical plane. Once my archangels are holding the space for me, which is, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, and sometimes Archangel Jophiel, depending on the situation, they hold the space for me. That's when I call Metatron and I bring down the Christ grid and I attach it to my heart. Meaning, no matter what happens, basically, I'm protected in light. Because, once you come out of darkness, you realize that there's a whole lot more that we don't know. And the more you search for these entities that are there with love and light, they will protect you. So again, when I bring down the crystalline grid or the Christ grid and it attaches to my heart chakra, then I ask Sandoval to bring up the crystalline grid so that way all my chakras are covered in protection of light. Once this is done, and remind you, I'm still breathing and I'm still in that space of love. That's beautiful, y'all. It's one of those moments where you're part of a bigger picture because it's not always about yourself. And once Sandoval brings the crystalline grid up to my heart, it seems like it helps out with the negative thoughts. Those people that look at you kind of weird because, you're different. Because once you tap into this light, people notice. Now, my Most High told me I was chosen to bring light. And once I'm in that space, my Most High showed me when I go into myself, that's when the Pleiadians are there, that's when the Arcturians are there, and they help with more protection. Now, everybody, it might be different for you. So I'm just saying, hey, if you can take whatever I just showed you right there and make it your own, that's how it works. So with that said, it was just, 5 questions on a Tuesday. I love my life. And my greatest gift is to share with you that if you go the spiritual way, you'll love your life even more too. With that said, I wish you nothing but love. And know that you're beautiful. Namaste. You guys have a great day. I'm going to go for a walk in a Tim Hortons. Peace.